unseat a president who has held Uganda for 40 years. I don't know what you have packaged for the people of Mali sub-region and Germany. You're most welcome.
Thank you very much. First of all, appreciate and embrace my new name, Lakini. It is humbling, and I pray to the Almighty God that I will live to its expectation. You see, I'm an African man, and I know that they name us not just for fun. These names were given, they are like covenants. Yeah. They are like responsibilities. When they call you something in a community, you better live to its expectation. So by the grace of God, I will be for the
feed our people and emancipate all of us. Now, yes, I'm one of the candidates that are hoping to sit not just a president, but a system. Our fight is not against Museveni, but Musevenism. You see, it has been 40 years of one-man rule, 40 years of family rule, 40 years of gun rule, 40 years of dictatorship, 40 years of division, deliberately dividing the people of Uganda against each other on lines of tribe, on lines of religion, on lines of class, on lines of historical occurrences which happened when none of us were born. But now we are tied to those ties which benefit those that are holding us in captivity. So I present myself to lead a generation, to unite a generation. This generation that has been deprived, this generation that has been misled, this generation, our first and foremost intention is to unite this generation so that we all see ourselves as Ugandans. We take over our country as a whole, as Ugandans, regardless of tribe, ethnicity, or religion, or creed, and elevate this country that we all call home. In the case of Germany or West Nile in particular, I cannot just start counting the challenges. You see the challenges wherever you go, apart from the road that brings you here and takes our resources from here. The road network collapsed a long time ago. The education system is dead itself, you know. No government official coming from West Nile educates their children in West Nile. No government official coming from West Nile treats their dear loved ones from West Nile. The healthcare system has collapsed. The education system has collapsed. There's massive land grab everywhere. The unemployment, especially among the young people, is unbelievable. So we come to fix all that, but most importantly, to usher in new leadership. We are stuck with an old and dysfunctional leadership. General Museveni himself is way in his 80s, and he does not believe that we are old enough to take charge of our future. We are parents already. Some of us are parents, almost becoming grandparents. Majority, if not all people in this studio, all of you were not born when General Museveni took power. I'm your elder, but I was only 4 years. Mama Lina Zedriga can elaborate more of what Uganda was. Uganda was in a better state than it is right now. So we want to reinvent our will. We want to take charge of our future. You will, and with all due respect, when you look at the leadership that we have here, even here in Germany, it is a shock, and it should be a wake-up call for you, the educated young people of Germany, the educated young people of West Nile, the educated young people of Northern Uganda, the educated young people of all of Uganda, for us to decide which Uganda we want to live in 5, 10, and 20 years from now. Because guess what? We are not lucky to be dying soon. We are stuck here. So the decisions we make now is the life that we are going to be living in the next coming years. So that is why I present myself together with my brothers and sisters to see that together we hold hands and get out of this mess together as a generation.
You speaking of a generation that, yes, just like you said, you got educated in the generation you're speaking about. You got employed in the generation you're speaking about. Musically, you got exposed in the generation you're speaking about. Why would you think the generation has collapsed, that you need to rejuvenate Ugandans for a better Uganda?
Thank you. By generation, I want to believe you're talking about regime.
Yes.
Right? That I mean, it's as if you are going to tell a one Dr. Nyama or a one Honorable Ijo that you should not talk bad about this regime because you were born in it. It's like telling a young black person in America in 1820 that you should not condemn slavery because you were born in slavery. You've grown up in slavery. Now you're 20 years old. You've not died. Why do you condemn slave trade? It's like condemning my mother who was born under colonialism and saying, why do you condemn colonialism? Because you were born in colonialism. You know, every generation has a duty to discover their mission and pursue that mission or betray that mission. It has been 40 years. But 40 years ago, cooperatives were working. 40 years ago, there were cash crops in this region. 40 years ago, people owned their land, which they don't own anymore. 40 years ago, the young people of Uganda were in charge of their future. Those leaders that are leading us today were ministers in their 20s, in their 30s. I'll give an example of the Honorable Moses Ali. He was a minister 50 years ago. Okay? He's a minister today. Are you telling me Ajumani does not produce children? Are you telling me this or our generation is a loss? So that is that is completely 0 point for you to say, oh, you were born under the Museveni regime. You have grown up under the Museveni regime, and therefore you must resign to slavery. I don't believe. I'm asking them to trust in their abilities. We hold ourselves accountable, not when we get to power, but even now. What we demonstrate now is exactly what we will do when we get to power. When you look around me, the leader, you will see the image of Uganda. You will see the Nubians, you will see the Banyankole, you will see the Acholi, you will see the Lukbaras, you will see all of Uganda. Even when we are constrained and limited, for example, when we come to northern Uganda, they beat us, they block us, they stop us from reaching people so that they can still feed us into their narrative of being only belonging to Buganda region or to below the Karuma. That is intentional. But one thing that I can say is that in a new Uganda, we want to empower the people so that the people can decide. The people know exactly what they want. They just need to be empowered to decide what they want, not what the leaders want. We've said it many times that we want to reduce the power of the president, and we also want to reduce the power of the so-called politicians by empowering the people. You see, every time the people know their rights, every time the people know their power,
You can no longer bully them. You can no longer undermine them. That is what we want to do. I don't want it to be about me. No, I want to give the power back to the people so that even me myself, if I turn around and bring nonsense, the people can kick me the hell out.
Yes.
Because they will be empowered.
Yes.
And not just me, but every other politician.
Yeah.
We want to reduce the leaders to servanthood.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's have the translation, quick one, and of course we get to the concern of the listener out there who is following here one.
Mbojo tata gudri, ozi lazia ubu, lazia na ile redeni, lueri aya tekare diarunza kusasi, kiojota o vidia zo aneya ni oduo o pirira azugodera Uganda dream. Bazitia mbua ni ani kakievu kakitalasori jo. Atambua izole panire anyeria onkobako joa nyindra zoma izie okwa nini mori na naira ke ya kare tana jole ride ondopale kare aniko onko andrea jugo driaru Uganda drisojo ana olore ondo amamba ani driaru ojo zo mori okwa nini ra ali kata yani retsoki. At the end of the day ide tazikoro etoro against padri arui at the moment anyo ani kojobani ama ani katari de pami kosa ani kide ani niko kide abayo tele trozo delega tani delero taleti ondo amekare ani ko pa Uganda rikare mukare aloga kakijo alokuloku akwenyini mori dira kinyi misuse mori amakwala nyini rira kola amazenyi pi ki amide ingoni diaru tiatika kare alogasi very briefly tazi ambe jolere in summary kitasti angurti arikizoara amazoka.
All right, a quick one. You want to add something because I need to get to the concern of the listener out there. All right, thank you so much. The number is 07755787772 is the number, and you can get your phone and speak to His Excellency Robert Chagulanyi. If you have a burning question out there you want to ask to us, and then get to your phone. Arima juare number ni tuderi nyebuwao amugwecho atonyene lazia roeria kima ilere atonya kwira nyolombe quick amalabasti esole lazira se nyolombe straight to your question ausiro amandra ma dia basti resa ekonyingone ya kejo nyene disagreement ya no say ya iwofi another dibanja la rega and so act with respect so that we shall respond to you with respect. Amani FM. Amani FM. Hello. Hello.
This is not good from 21.
The name once again?
This is not good from 21.
You was welcome.
Yeah, can I talk to the person?
You bring your question. He's getting you.
Yeah, we are trying to fight against lesbians in Uganda.
Okay.
After you.
All right, thank you so much. Amani FM. Hello. Yes, please. Hello.
Kami mandrele dia Roy Kimba Amani corruption kia mala corruption kami dia Maria Tuan dia Roy yang kata.
Amani FM. Hello. Are you there? Yes. Oh. Amani FM. Hello. Am I ready?
Yes, you're talking with Rasta Masara.
Rasta from where? Speak to us.
Yeah, I want to ask Bobi the question.
Straight to your question.
Like us youths, we are suffering too much. We don't have hard work and we are not education. What is my answer?
Okay, your answer, you'll get it. Pastor, you'll get your answer. What FM?
Hello?
Yes, please. Ade? Steven Karibo.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, please.
Hello?
Yes, Amani Ngozi. Badman Tandali Karibo. Jolo boni furule. Okay. Okay. Hello? Amani?
Yes, hello.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
I think was it? Bismarck Karibo. Anjobozi.
Commander Amani, I'm not looking at the Western. The regulation there is not a lemon like Alamaro, Donna, and but the very regular the office we are inquiring.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay. All right. The second last
Yeah, we wanted to find just have one concern. How can we exactly trust it? Exactly, we the youth, we wanted to even give it to have the people power, and we are ready to excel and to change, to bring the change. So we need to know how can we get the ticket to show up here, the new supporters and the new aspirants in this district. That's what you want to him, and he's most welcome. We are there. His vote is with me. Very for him.
the last person in here. Amani?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm a player at Ngozi.
Okay,
Yes, Karibo.
Alama di Tanzania, Kilogandri, Amani, Amazman, the Armenian, little the Jane or Jana Manatodia, Atuni, Amazon, Very Atuni, Amazon, area of Capital, they will wait or start money there. So that's the Monday.
Okay. All right, thank you so much. I think
those are some of the concerns from the listeners out there. Our time is really running out, so we need to get to those concerns. Sure. I think we need to start with this one from Komakech. Is speaking about the compensation, the war victims, and as well the conflict between the Acholi and the Madi around the upper land there, as they trust you with their vote. how are you going to resolve that issue? And then Raymond is speaking about, he wants to know where is the, do you have an office in Germany? If at all, maybe he wants to acquire a ticket, he wants to be a member of the party. And Bismarck is still the same question about office. And then Badman Tandali, he says the current regime has initiated PDM, which has separated their families. Women are taking different direction, men are taking different direction. If they give you their vote, please go and enact a new mechanism of eradicating poverty by giving tools from them instead of giving them money, which is going to turn away people's attention. Stephen says Stephen's concern is as the same as Bismarck and Raymond about office, whether you have an office. The party has an office in Germany where they can have some of the tickets and as well be registered. And then Atidji's issue is corruption. Says the regime is just like you said, corruption is in every corner. So how are you going to really work on that? And then Edema from Zoka said maybe you were speaking directly to the likes of Ijo. They should really make this issue of Zoka and Apa clear to you, because last time when they paid attention to the incumbent, they didn't get a clear resolution to that. So they really want to get something from you onto that.
Thank you. I start with the cattle compensation. It should not just cattle compensation. You see, during the war, and I must make it very clear, all these wars were instigated by Museveni for personal benefit. Yeah. So many people lost their property, from West Nile to Acholiland to Lao to Teso to Uganda. I was in Luweero recently, where Museveni fought from, where 500,000 people died, where people's property was destroyed and cattle was eaten by Museveni rebels. But 40 years down the road, every 5 years they bring new promises. Yeah. It's the same thing in Acholi, same thing in West Nile here. Every 5 years there are compensation or there are promises, which promises never materialize. I must mention that computations have been done. Representatives from these communities have been sent numerous times. It has been agreed but not implemented. Our duty is going to just be implementation. We said it, that we are going to rebuild and rehabilitate war-torn areas, affected areas, and compensate those that lost their property. That we mean, that we shall do. Another asked about PDM, which turned into a nightmare, and whether we're going to have other alternatives. First and foremost, I'll say that the 1 trillion shillings that is spent in PDM is just a marketing gimmick. It's a campaign gimmick by Museveni. Museveni has no interest to uplift the people of Uganda from poverty, because that is his trade. True. If the people of Uganda come out of poverty, then he will no longer have control over them. He will no longer be able to give 1 yellow t-shirt to a person and 5,000 shillings and get them to vote for him. The people will be thinking critically. They'll be asking for better and demanding for better, because human nature is always progressive. Therefore, for those that have received PDM money, good for you, but even better for you, that in the new Uganda, you will not have to pay back that money. Museveni, in Uganda, they call it a banja. To Muri. To make sure you have his Muri. That is not going to be the case in a new Uganda, because that is your money. However, we are going to ensure that we devise better means that don't just give handouts, but they give a hand up. Yes. Ugandans are workers. Ugandans are innovative. Yeah. Ugandans are entrepreneurial. We are the most entrepreneurial population in Africa. Unfortunately, all the businesses, the small businesses that are created, 75% of them don't live up to 1 year. Why? Because of high tax rates, high interest rates, broken down infrastructure system, especially transport, that makes it hard for them to conduct business. We are going to fix that. If we lower the taxes, if we lower the interest rate whereby people can borrow, unfortunately the government is the biggest borrower now, that's why interest rate goes high. We will be able to fix these situations. All we want to create is the conducive business atmosphere where our people can thrive. Our people are not beggars.
No.
We are not supposed to be beggars. But you see, Museveni is reducing everybody into a beggar, including the musicians who are stars of this country. So that way, we shall be able to create a conducive business atmosphere where people don't have to be indebted, so where people don't have to be borrowing from the state, but uplifting themselves by their own stripes. Yes, we lack an office in Germany, and that together with my comrades, we shall ensure that we work upon it. Of course, work under tough conditions. You must have seen on the news what they did to our office in Gulu. The military came, closed roads on both sides, deployed soldiers and brought goons to vandalize our office. Same to Arua, same to many offices.
Even headquarters, even the main headquarters.
Exactly. So we keep going amidst these challenges. We are only hoping against hope, but we shall ensure that we tick that box. Also, my brother Atidri talked about corruption. Corruption has to be rooted out ruthlessly.
Yes.
Corruption is a cancer that is killing us. I told you our problem is no longer ignorance, poverty, and disease. It is corruption. And when we deal with corruption, we will have dealt with almost half of our problems. And the chief priest of corruption is Museveni. So we have to kick that old man out. And we'll be kicking corruption out. Finally, on unemployment, not finally, Rasta talked about unemployment and unemployability. Our people are unemployed and they're also unemployable. They don't have the skills and they don't have the jobs. We have a short run and a long run program. The short run is that we shall ensure that at least we bring skilling efforts closer to our people in various ways to ensure that they are employed. But also the government should be able to create to have initiatives that will create jobs. Yesterday I talked about the cottage industries that are labor intensive, and these are not hard to establish. Cottage industries, for benefit of those who don't know, these household production industries that produce not necessarily full products, could be making buttons, could be making zips, could be making soles of shoes, etc, etc. And these we are focusing mainly on border communities and near border communities to make even export much easier. Ajumani falls under that bracket. We heard people complain so much about the Zoka Forest Reserve that is being abused by the mighty and powerful. They've deployed soldiers in there and they're degrading the environment. And the culprit is Museveni's brother, Salim Salim. He does not care about the environment. And this is not his home. Why should he care? But in the new Uganda, we want to empower the sons and daughters of those communities. I am sure Honorable Izo Stephen here will not destroy Zoka Forest. Even the spirit of the land would be demanding from him. Yeah. This is his home. But these people don't care. The reason why NRM did not build a headquarter in 40 years, the reason why NRM banned political education, the reason why they don't have anything to remember about them even when they leave tomorrow, is because they did not come here to stay. They came here to rob. And every year that the NRM is still here, I'm sure they also wonder how stupid Ugandans are. So I am sure that these people don't love our country. President Milton Obote said it. Now, Museveni has not proved that he's a Ugandan. But if we are to follow his actions, President Obote was probably right. Thank you.
Let's have the translation. Our time is up. We need to get to Chesia Playground where Chagulanyi will be speaking to a bigger crowd. Let's have the translation.
Well, lazo zirudia tere tere kiso ya pisi zitirama ngwa malizi garo malizi zile lazidi ama PDM jo government amarudi dia PDM Museveni asito kwele bani bani developer kolwa aya alozwana ma president jokariani Museveni okenyine sitiko Museveni kanyini morike yao takele nyini na oke sitinyama nye tujoreko oke zo yintisa tiyelo amenza yindrieru $60 million aloke nyini moriao. So in a new government amanezilere ama system in regards to adi poverty do wasipere city ama di PDM kenae that is mori na sitiko malize zila zina ove buako ongo adi be employee pere diarodini skills kolonyirwa asa ebu keronyiniko ongo nyiru skill kolu yosa ebu karo kenyinikpe adosini ebu noyo liru bazini babani Uganda niko ama government odiri ala medi ebu kokwero laki aloni la karanzu siama di suru di dini di enga northern di enga western ama balo lazizo zilidia lejo zokariga zoka ni diaro adezani government diaro Uganda dri NRM really ini amayo emotions lo uyo zokaniru anyeri yote ya candidates angwe na NRM riyote kolelisi 5 kolu MP kolelisi 1 kolelisi 2 jaipemara zoka zoka kare dora kiba alo anya pele 5 years 20 years 30 years 40 years ebati zoka no gukare aditi so amanya ianyipe government odere ani amazoka ni twingori ni otengo kengwi back to its normal. Lazizo zirudia in regards to office National Unity Platform officer Jumani riso iyo adosini resources riso iyo dila kwa otare sokoro ongo kedero rasa diaro amegwede orisi am office edia Jumanira kare nupka kare so Jumanira ka e office bidiara anyi angole dia ile cards ile mbaka nyi bari nyi nup nyi people power nyi inyangasi nyi Bobi Wine nyi inyangasi nyi yo nyi inyangasi nya Nyamal Freddy so nyi people power kadole ronyi kutalore nyi niri flag di nyi kwao ongo joya ballot paper anara nyi umbrella now ondu base kanyi zingo basi kereza leti media ile so nyi umbrella diao eyo tonyiko itude gwenyiko amegini tastiri irura megeni manzora mawa diskanza
ale majota ta gangwa rodri ya diaro bako bube ade ebe ya di madisi niko zonyendre nyiri batiri idanya yale bele diaro de nyi be anya batiri ni zonyata idanya bele diaro de ebe madisi niko nyi be anya batiri ni zonye yufu osanyi pa izi gangwa rore diaro nyi kinyamariga idanya bele diaro de nyi be anyini idanya be anyini ovingo nisi idanya bele nyini diaro kata ikonyangi kerwazo erwazi kaleti amarito kasukurwa books is improve talo eri esuru le bi Amani kola kidare karide ma izike amalofoga senzo nzereko amanosi tazi alu eri ingoni kosani kata ni ride ingoni ni badizi konzenzo kobado onzenzo bani kinyangu kia mevu diaro enzo onzelele di unyore ongwale ama iya nyirisi amata jo diaro tetema azuman niku amata jo azuman east nitro amata jo obonyi ongo amata jo bamoyo ripini kia ala ama iya nyiri amanzo anyo kosi mako be jadi morisi ongo ama ira nyitesia ground sara anzora.
All right, and of course, okay, thank you so much. And we have come to the climax of the discussion. We are heading straight to Chesia Playground, where the big rally is going to be taking place. For you who is within the Humanitarian Council, I think it is high time for you to get and of course move in there. Thank you so much, His Excellency, for coming through. And of course,
thank you very much for having me. If you will allow me, say one more thing. Our brothers and sisters, I'm running to be president of Uganda. I almost forgot to ask for a vote. For the people at Germany.
You've spoken.
Yeah. But most importantly, it's not just me. You have Bobi Wines over here. People like Dr. Nyama here. People like my brother Stephen here. Vote for your children. Send a representation of Ajumani to the national level. You can save yourselves the embarrassment. I am an African, I respect elders. But you people, you young people, you are the voters. You cannot send an old man who is supposed to be sleeping to represent you. That is what Museveni wants to do. He wants to misrepresent you. This is your time, this is your generation. Speak up and be counted. If Buganda region can bring Bobi Wine, why can't you bring Anyama? Why can't you bring Stephen here? You, the young people of Ajumani, you are not too young to think for yourselves. You are not too young to they always say, put your best foot forward. I am not here to think for you, but I'm here to challenge you because we are going to a national discussion. You have intelligent young men and women. Send them there so that you can be represented. Don't allow to be used like the colonialists. During colonialism, they would pick one elder there and send him, feed that elder, and make sure that elder misrepresents you. Now you have that chance. It is 2025. You cannot pretend that you don't have the people to represent you. This young man who has put himself forward, support him. If the people of Chad on the East did not support me, if they did not vote for me, their voice would not be reaching Ajumani. It is reaching Ajumani here. Now, it is upon you. I thank you, and I know you're going to do the right thing. And also, finally, the regime does not want you to protect your vote. That is why they're telling you after voting, you go home. Don't go home. After you vote, you stay there and make your vote count. Thank you very much for God and my country.
Thank you so much. I think we have because I think the people of Ajumani, at least little research shows that 92% of them understand English. Thank you so much, Honorable His Excellency Roman Chagulanyi, and of course, thank you so much the team that came through. And quick reminder to you is from here, they will be leading that is a Chesia Playground. Thank you so much for being part of the discussion.
Say what I see. Where? I am going to go with them after. Where's the candidate? Honorable. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, members of the press. We are glad to be here in Germany. Yesterday we were not able to campaign in Elego. As you saw, the police and military blocked us. But we told you we shall not stop. We shall stay put in every region of Uganda, in every place where we're supposed to campaign. And today we are here in Germany. From here we'll be going to Gulu City, and then finally out to Gulu District, and then finally to Gulu City. We are here to campaign for our candidates, especially our brother Stephen here, and I'll give him the opportunity to speak for us. Now I hope you also enjoy these ones.
Yes, thank you so much. This is what we are telling our people, that our president is here with us this very day. We have been moving around, mobilizing our people, come listen to the president, and I believe we are all aware that this is the time. So request all of us will be at the playing grounds, that is Tessia. First, we are all ready to be there. This is our time, this is our time, and the time. And this is always how, we say our people, and this is one way we always reach to our people. And we have been facing a lot of challenges, but we are well aware about these challenges, and we are going to overcome. We also request our voters, the people of Adjumani, not just the people of Adjumani, people of Malisa region, vote for us, because we are in a government in waiting, not just a government in waiting. We have performed our duties the last 5 years. We kept the government in check, and we are quite sure if we are given this chance, we can even do a lot better. Thank you so much.
Your name is and your
My name is Stephen Peter, candidate for Adjumani West.
President, just one question. My name is Martin from NBS Television. What is your plan for the people of Madisa region now that you've listened to them during today's talk show? What is your message for the people here in Madisa region?
Yeah, we have given our message elaborately on radio, but in brief, the promise is right here. Yes. What the people of Adjumani have is General Moses Sali for representation. And you and I know we respect our elder. He is our father. We respect him so much. But we love him enough to retire him, to have him live a life of dignity, and the young generation takes over. And we take care of our elders while we represent the real voice, the real current voice of this place. That and much more we are going to speak at the ground, because we are very short of time and really have to move. But in practice, this is the promise. The people of Adjumani, here you are. All the young people in different regions, telling them that Bobi Wine is not different. I'm just like you and you're just like me. You just need to get the confidence and rise to the occasion and represent what you believe in. Here is your Bobi Wine. We are here, we know same. People power. All he needs is your support. And the new Uganda will be here. Thank you very much for God and our country. People power. Our power. Power. People power. Yeah.
Unaweza kwa msemo ya bosi wangu.